The American media has arrived in Sochi, Russia for the Olympics and has discovered that much of the infrastructure built to host the games isn't anywhere near ready. There are half-finished hotels and a mall where the only shop that's open and thriving is a Cinnabon. This is one hotel's tap water. Other guests report getting no hot water or no shower curtains, and this is one of the bad summer camp style rooms the guys in the Canadian men's Olympic hockey team is having to shack up in. The New York Times' reporter described Sochi as a Soviet-style dystopia and had 2 door handles come off in his hand while touring one of the Olympic venues. And of course, these are the now infamous restrooms at the venues in which you apparently can't fish, flush your toilet paper, or expect any privacy. There are unmarked open manholes and a whole lot of stray dogs, a problem the government has tried to solve by hiring an exterminator to round them all up and kill them. None of this incompetence should be surprising, considering how notoriously corrupt Russia is. How corrupt? Russia spent $50 billion on the Olympics. That's more than the cost of all previous Winter Olympics combined. With that steep price tag, there is no excuse. Sochi should be ready. It should be the picture of pristine luxury. And since it's nowhere close, the Russian people should be asking, who did Vladimir Putin's government give all that money to? The alleged founder of Silk Road, the website we discussed a couple years back, where you could anonymously buy a treasure trove of illegal drugs ranging from weed to heroin, has been indicted for running the site. According to authorities, Ross Ulbricht, aka Dread Pirate Roberts, also tried to arrange a total of 6 murders, although none of them were carried out. What makes this story really interesting is that in one of the attempts last year, Ulbricht conspired to have a former administrator of Silk Road murdered in exchange for 80 grand. Ulbricht thought he'd hired a hitman, but instead had been negotiating with an undercover DEA agent. Although the murder never went down in reality, authorities staged the death and sent Ulbricht fake images to convince him that it had. And this is an example of a new technology becoming more sophisticated. This is the world's first carbon fiber 3D printer, which is a major step forward in the technology. Up until now, commercially available 3D printers used a plastic called ABS, but carbon fiber is 20 times stiffer and 5 times stronger. The Mark I was created by Gregory Mark to build race car wings more efficiently, but it should have applications far beyond advanced motorsports. It could be used to make prosthetics, custom bones, tools, and different kinds of fixtures. The sleek-looking device sits easily on a workstation. It is currently available for pre-order for $5,000 and will begin shipping in the second half of this year. Expect the price of 3D printing to drop as competition pushes the industry forward in the next couple of years and a wider range of advanced materials, like carbon fiber, become available for use. Researchers at NASA are trying to push our knowledge of quantum mechanics forward by creating the coldest spot in the known universe inside the International Space Station to achieve temperatures colder than 454 degrees below Fahrenheit.
We're going to study matter at temperatures far below anything found naturally, says Rob Thompson of NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory. He's the project scientist for NASA's Cold Atom Lab, an atomic refrigerator slated for launch to the space station in 2016. We aim to push effective temperatures down to 100 picokelvin. 100 picokelvin is just 1/10 billionth of a degree above absolute zero, where all the thermal activity of atoms theoretically stops. At such low temperatures, ordinary concepts of solid, liquid, and gas are no longer relevant. Atoms interacting just above the threshold of zero energy create new forms of matter that are essentially quantum. Quantum mechanics is a branch of physics that describes the bizarre rules of light and matter on atomic scales. In that realm, matter can be in 2 places at once. Objects behave as both particles and waves, and nothing is certain. The quantum world runs on probability. It is into this strange realm that researchers using the Cold Atom Lab will plunge.
And scientists at Oxford University have found that people who feel shorter become more paranoid. The researchers ran 60 adult women who were prone to having mistrustful thoughts through 2 identical virtual reality journeys on the London Tube, except their heights were reduced by about 10 inches for the second one. This reduction in size made women more frequently report feelings of incompetence, unlikability, and inferiority. These negative thoughts turned into increased paranoia toward the other passengers, making them more likely to think other people had bad intentions. It provides a key insight into paranoia, showing that people's excessive mistrust of others directly builds upon their own negative feelings about themselves, said Daniel Freeman, who led the study. The important treatment implication is that if we help people to feel more self-confident, then they'll be less mistrustful. Thanks for watching this full episode of The Daily Conversation. Click here to check out our other channel, Listology, where you can watch our newest video, 10 Facts Sochi 2014. Until tomorrow, I'm Bryce Plank.